Hi, my name is Maytal Tabitara, and I serve as the Community Agribusiness Project team leader. On the team, I also have Richard Bagada, who is the coordinator for Western region, and I also have Gerald Katusabe, who is the coordinator for Northern region. The aim of the Community Agribusiness Project is to enable Ugandan community members to enjoy sustainable livelihoods in vibrant local economies. The project has been steadily growing and currently has 35 volunteers, including one Peace Corps response volunteer. 2015 has been an exciting year for us, and we've been able to accomplish quite a bit. We have established several new partnerships and have been supported by additional Feed the Future funding from USAID. With those fundings, we have been able to focus volunteers' work on increasing food security at the household level. One such activity has been permagardening. With the assistance of the Peace Corps regional permagardening specialist, we have trained over 60 volunteers in permagardening skills. Out of that, we have already developed 16 demonstration plots across the country, and in turn, those have reached over 1,000 individuals. This year, we have also witnessed a growing demand for Peace Corps volunteers on behalf of our host organizations and other partners. We've received over 70 requests in 2015 alone, and unfortunately only 22 volunteers. Additionally, we have remodeled our pre-service training to enable a continuum of learning and an immersion in the technical areas. Community agribusiness volunteers were able to learn in a boot camp style about the three main goals of the project, which include business development and personal money management, improved agribusiness practices, and improved child nutrition. If you're interested to learn more about Peace Corps Uganda or the Community Agribusiness Project, please visit our website, uganda.peacecorps.gov.
Put you through many hardships and countries that you would never have thought of.
Yeah, they have been looking at as farmers come.
But you know, you go and you enjoy. I would say go establish.
My name is Sarah Castanola. I'm a Peace Corps volunteer. I'm an agribusiness volunteer with Bukanzo Joint Cooperative Union. We're a cooperative union of over 5,000 farmers, and we grow specialty, organic, fair trade Arabica coffee in the foothills of the Rwenzori Mountains in western Uganda. Bukanzo Joint is a cooperative union that started in the late 90s as savings groups. As they were forming the savings groups, they realized that they had a lot of commonalities, such as the crops they were growing. And the number one cash crop in this area is coffee. 10 years later, we're a cooperative of over 5,000 people. 85% of our members are women, and we do most of our business in international export of green beans. Bukanzo Joint came to me with the idea of hosting a training to be able to inform youth about coffee in this area, how to grow coffee, the opportunities within the coffee value chain, and different ways in which they can get integrated into the economic development happening here in our community.
Oh, why didn't you put in this? Because so and so has put in this, his coffee is not floating as yours. So it helps now to... I'm Painato Baloko, Managing Director, Bukanzo Joint Cooperative Union. I worked as a volunteer for almost 10 years. Then afterwards they said, okay, since you have worked for all these 10 years, you can now lead us, since we have started getting some small income. The reason why coffee camp is happening is that it was our vision. We had an idea of how do we bring in these youth. It was still difficult for us. Until Peace Corps sent us some volunteers. Then the first one was Doug, the second one is Sarah, and Sarah came up with an idea of saying, okay, I think under Peace Corps, we are able to facilitate the youth camp. And we said, this is our opportunity now, because when we are thinking of bringing the youth on a board but who had failed. They are realizing that it is not a punishment, it is a business which their parents are doing. How can we develop sustainable leadership from our youth? These youth are becoming our leaders.
Most of our coffee is growing between 1,600 meters to 2,200 meters, which is a great level to be able to get really red, ripe cherries for Arabica coffee. Bukanzo Joint focuses on coffee because it's the livelihood of generations of Bukanzo people, and it's an opportunity for this area to be able to have enough money to be able to develop themselves.
You look at coffee as something which has brought in a lot of resources, taking children to school, we use the coffee. At the moment, we constructed at least a theater, hospital theater, because of the premiums from the coffee. At the moment, we worked on electricity, and there is part which we paid. It was from the coffee. At the moment, we are trying to think of how to improve our bridges. This is the life of the people staying on Mount Rwenzori, because this is where we grow our coffee.
Bukanzo Joint is shining, it will shine forever. With the help of God, we shall make the standard young. Bukanzo Joint is shining, it will shine forever. With the help of God, we shall make the standard young.
I'm called Itu Teddy. I'm one of the trainers of Bukanzo Joint, and I'm also a farmer with 648 coffee trees. There was a need to have these youth such that they can be able to support Bukanzo Joint, and also this youth to support their parents at household level. They can be able to sit down with their parents, fathers, mothers, elders, and also such that they can be able to discuss on issues like how they can be sharing money, marketing the coffee, maintaining the land, such that they can be able to get out fees for their school.
The main goal of Coffee Camp is to give youth in our area the time and space to be able to think creatively about the leadership opportunities that exist within their own community. We're focused specifically on coffee, as all the youth selected for this camp are part of our washing stations. Our washing stations are our coffee processing centers, and they're located in really remote areas throughout this region and the two regions next to us.
66 youth members from 33 micro washing stations.
I'm a naive Jennifer, Galo Manila Cooperative.
I'm a naive Galamomber Blessing, Galocalo Area Kawepa, Magumbro Mangon.
Njenga ulawamba mmeli, eluloma musasalo micro washing station, omachono sub county.
I'm a naive Mtotona Joaquim, Galocalo Area from micro washing station, Maliva.
I'm a naive Galamu Master Brenda. Omwali owere area makoso tukolera homa ebirizi.
I'm a nine hour Master Juicy. A round you will really claim.
Galeka the Cambuano. Then Nabri Rama and Ruben can get you a teacher, my wingo.
Nili some shabab to the Tunga Kovanga Pulwana one. Tengen some shana band by you thinking, and I'm glad to one Trakavan, I take a couple of Catalan to win.
Gandana in the same baby, or my child chat.
You will have that lower quality. Most of it, more than 40%.
At Bukanzo Joint Cooperative Union, we support our farmers at every step of the value chain. So here at Bukanzo Joint, we have a nursery. From the nursery, we supply our farmers with healthy seedlings to grow healthy trees. We encourage them with good picking practices. We have 2 harvests each year. Once they've picked those really red, ripe berries, then they bring them to the washing station. At the washing station, we float the berries to identify any berries that aren't ready for picking. Those are then removed and sold on the local market. At Bukanzo Joint, we really focus on specialty coffee, especially in the United States and the UK. So we're really only interested in the highest quality Arabica coffee. We then take the cherries out and we pulp the cherries. So we take off that outside layer of the berry so that there's only the seed left. Once the cherries are pulped, then they're put into a bucket and fermented for around 24 hours depending on the temperature. After the fermentation process, the coffee is then washed and laid out on elevated racks to dry, so it's not drying on tarps like you often see in rural areas. Once it's at the moisture content that it can be sold to Bukanza Joint, the farmers then call Bukanza Joint. We oftentimes pick up that coffee and then bring it to our marketing department, where we weigh the coffee and purchase the coffee directly from farmers. Once we secure an international contract, the coffee is then hauled here and then brought to Kampala for grading and sorting, driven to Mombasa, shipped from Mombasa to the buyer on the other end.
My name is Keon Turner and I'm a Peace Corps volunteer living in Lira, Uganda, but I am here at Coffee Camp this week to do capacity building with the children and teaching about budgeting and savings and income generating activities. Most of the skills that I've delivered to the kids I've learned from Peace Corps volunteers and Peace Corps staff. So I'm trying to do as much capacity building session as possible with the people within the community.
We wanted to have an equal balance of both technical agriculture practices and understanding the coffee value chain and opportunities for employment, along with a lot of soft skills. So we've been working a lot on leadership qualities. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What specifically can the youth take home to their community from this camp? So we'll be following up with the youth from this camp during the school holiday in December. And some of our questions that we're asking them as they leave the camp is, what will you achieve? All the children here have worked on their own vision. So they've worked on where they are now and where they want to be and some of the steps that are involved in being able to reach their ultimate goals.
Nganda ingasabya mu police.
Nganda sabya lawyer.
Nganda nasabya muhalini.
Ekikala kinganza ebya na politician kunangalangira government mwe corruption na kusema.
Can we be sustainable? Can we begin doing things on our own without kind of dependency? Because people use it to depend, thinking that probably it is the government which is supposed to do social activities. But we are feeling that in 10 years, 20 years, we shall say, okay, we need to put a road here. We can do it without even consulting government, without even consulting donors. We can begin doing other social services, we can do development services, doing our own thing.
Through Peace Corps' generous support, we were able to raise funds to be able to put on this camp. As part of the requirements for the camp, I asked that the local community donate at least 25%. So we asked for a 25% community contribution as part of the entire grant for the camp. The community has now contributed over 50% of the entire grant. Coffee for me in Uganda represents opportunity. It represents the future for the youth and the ability for the community to feel empowered to develop themselves.
It is food for ourselves.
The way I smell the coffee, it is smelling like nice roses. You feel it. Well, as you take it, as you feel the scent, really, it is smelling very well.
Coffee is attractive like that. You hear delicious coming in your nose.
Coffee smells like the earth.
Umweni akabaha ngobiyengu.